I was doing some Bible study for a church function with no idea at the time that my daughter was dying in her car 3 miles away.
People in Ohio are dying every day from drunk drivers. In fact, in 2012, 385 people lost their lives from drunk driving accidents in our state. And Lee, that is more than one per day. And that doesn't even count the people who are severely injured for the rest of their lives.
5 on Your Side consumer advocate Jonathan Walsh is here. And Jonathan, there are new products and some proposals out there to help combat this terrible problem.
It is. Speaking of those proposals, advocates for something called Annie's Law, and this is Annie right here, just a beautiful young lady. Her supporters were testifying down in Columbus just about 2 hours ago, pushing for harsher restrictions against drunk drivers. Meanwhile, talk about those devices. Businesses are marketing all kinds of things like these to help you really understand how much you've had to drink.
The killing and the dying must stop.
Annie Rooney went to high school in Hudson, a beautiful young attorney, a victim of a drunk driver near Chillicothe last July.
The car was virtually crushed on her.
Carol and Richard Rooney are Annie's parents.
I would hate to see another family ever have to go through this.
That's why the Rooney family, including Annie's brother Walter, is meeting with Ohio lawmakers in Columbus.
And unfortunately, she was killed by a drunk driver.
Showing them pictures of Annie and pushing for support of House Bill 469 that would advance alcohol intervention and require ignition interlocking systems be installed in convicted drunk drivers' cars, including first-time offenders. This one is from LifeSafer. The car won't start unless you are safe to drive. The device tries to make sure the offender is the one who is actually doing the test.
You have to blow a very specific way, and a lot of the units actually are cameras too, so there will be a camera mounted up here, and it has facial recognition.
If Annie's Law is passed, Ohio would be the 21st state to enact these kinds of requirements for drunk drivers. Mothers Against Drunk Driving says drunk driving deaths in Arizona dropped 43%, Oregon 42%, West Virginia 33%, with many more successes after interlocking device laws went into place. And that's not all. Various companies are marketing over-the-counter breathalyzers. We had people at the Clevelander Bar try out 4 different versions that are either app-based or standalones. For the same person, the readings were varied from 0.03 to 0.15, but the guys at the bar say the devices could still be useful.
Hopefully it would be used as a tool for those who have drank too much to not drive, as opposed to enabling those to decide to drive.
I am glad that somebody is giving me a ride home.
Before I went into surgery, they pretty much told my parents to say goodbye.
Brian Kranek nearly died after getting hit by a drunk driver 10 years ago while he was rollerblading. He smashed his head on the windshield and had a terrible brain injury. He says he hopes the over-the-counter breathalyzers don't give people a false sense of security, that cops have their own breathalyzers, and the risk of drinking and driving anytime is just not worth it.
I pretty much know for a fact I'm going to have Alzheimer's. That scares the crap out of me.
Meanwhile, the Rooneys are scared that if Annie's Law is not passed, there will be more victims.
It's too late for Annie, but we want everybody to think about this because it could happen to you.
Couple of things to keep in mind here when you're talking about the over-the-counter breathalyzers. These will not stand up in court. Police have their own, they calibrate their own. That's what you'll be judged on, so be careful of that. If you are in favor of Annie's Law, then what you need to do is contact your state politicians. We have an easy link right here that you put in your name, where you live. It'll go directly to your state representative. Let them know that you're in favor of Annie's Law. We have that link on newsnet5.com under the consumer section. I'm 5 on Your Side consumer advocate Jonathan Walsh.